available only for your number whole and number decimal, for which you can create a bin, and that is your static bin, and you have a regular interval of the particular value. Suppose you select 10, 25, 50, 100, 1000, 500, whatever it may be. So it would be a regular interval. I wanted to make it dynamic, means my intervals should change. So then there is no options available as dynamic bin. You can achieve it creating a calculated field. So that we have seen. Yes, sir. So now next one. So next one is calculated field. So I think we have seen.
Shashi,
Yeah, say it.
can I ask a question?
Yeah,
It's pertaining to filters. Remember when we do filter by dates, and then we do the relative dates, right? And then we pick and choose by year, quarter, month, weeks, and days. And then on the bottom we have option relative values and all the values in the database.
Okay.
Okay, and so if is that picked by default all the value, relevant value? If I pick all the values in database, it doesn't change anything.
Yes. So that I told you, right?
Okay,
So suppose if you are taking it as all values, all the values in the database, so that particular field, whatever the values are there in the data set, it will be displayed as is. So it won't be dynamic. So in order to make that dynamic, if you select relevant values, so then automatically based on your prior filter, this also accommodates its value. So then that filter is called as cascading filter. If you enable relevant values, so then, so suppose there is a category before it. If you select category, the related subcategory will be automatically filtered and displayed. If I select quarter and month, so if the quarter 1 is selected, it should show January, February and March. If it is showing all 12 months, it will lead to a confusion to the users what I should select in the month. If I select Q1, if it is showing all the 12 months, if you go and select October, it doesn't make sense. So if you select Q1, automatically your month should show January, February and March. Then only he will go select either January or February or March or all three or any two. So like this he will select. If it is shown everything, he go and select December, so then it will not display value. So why we want to give a wrong information there? Means incorrect information, so that it should not lead to confusion. So user say, what you are showing, no? So then why I cannot select? So he will ask that way. So you should be very clear in selecting that. So whenever it is related, so then you can go for a cascading filter. So cascading filter, how to go? Use the relevant values. But when you apply a context filter, automatically there is a relevant values in context will be there. So then you can take that. So there what happens? What is the difference between all relevant values and the relevant values in context? Because all relevant values and go searches your complete data set. For category furniture, there are 4 subcategories. Means if I have 10,000 records, it will go search in all 10,000 records, right? So but if it is a context, what it will do? For the category, it creates a temporary table and keeps only 3 values: furniture, office supplies and even technology. Only these 3 values. No, for these 3 values, I don't want to go complete 10,000 rows and search it. Not required. And when I add the subcategory in the filter, and if you are adding to the context relevant values of context, what will happen? These 17 values also will be there in the temporary table. So category is there and subcategory is there. So now For the relevant categories, I want to display subcategory. It will not go search in 10,000 records. It will check only in the temporary table. So it is very faster. Earlier, before 9 version, I believe 9.2 or 3. So the context filter, one small drawback was there. It was every time it used to refresh this temporary table. The temporary table is created when you are creating your context filter. But when you navigate between the tab or when you refresh the extracts, this temporary table is refreshing again. So suppose, for example, if that context filter I am using, I am saving somewhere around 30 seconds in my response time. So this refresh of the temporary table, it takes 10 seconds. So my net response time improvement is only 20 seconds. I should have kept 30 seconds. But why this 20 seconds? This 10 seconds I am losing unnecessarily because of this refresh of this temporary table. This they complained. They raised as a bug to Tableau. They sorted out in 9.3 or 10.0. Somewhere in those versions they sorted out. So now it is better. Okay. So only temporary table will be created, and every refresh, this refreshing the temporary table is not happening now.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll just keep a value static.
10.2 is available now from February 28th onwards. The 10.2 version has come, and there are a lot of new additions there. When you go to the data source also, they added some 2-3 connectors there. You can go and see here. So there is a I think I closed. So you can go Tableau sites and see the 10.2 features. So you can see that values. Okay. So now we'll start today parameters. So far in the data views we have seen hierarchies, combined fields, Tableau sets, groups, filters, and bin, and the calculated field. So now the calculated field anyway we will be seeing parallelly in all of our classes. So no need to worry. Calculated field is just applying a formula or having your conditional statements. That's all. That is what your calculated field. And whatever you are entering there, that editor is called as calculation editor. Okay. And there is a right click. If you go and see, this is your calculation editor. So you can name this calculation field, and whatever the formulas you wanted you can enter here. But the Tableau data interpreter compiler will check there is it. So whether your function is correct or your variable is correct, your expression is correct. So it will check then and there, right? So it will not allow you to save. Still, if you try to save, there will be a red exclamation will be there shown on the right hand side of that particular field, right? And if you click on this, you can see the functions libraries. So all these functions, if you select some function, so it will show the description of the function with one small example on the right hand side. So size means it returns the size of the rows in the partition. If the partition has 5 rows, then if you give size, it will give you 5. So like this they will explain. So there are how many functions we have? 32 functions we have, and it is again classified as two types. One is directional, another one is non-directional. Non-directional means suppose this size of, sum of, minimum of, average of. These are all non-directional because it is a current row. What is the value? Suppose I am here 2 rows before, 2 rows later, 1 row before, 3 rows back. So like this I wanted to take like the moving average, right? And I wanted to take the previous value when I go for the difference, lookup. So when I go for a lookup here, it says, so it says offset. This offset will be first and last. So I wanted to see in the third row. So my current row from that 3 rows before. So what is that? So it is based on the direction, either the previous rows or the later rows. So these are all the functions are called as directional functions. So there are two types of functions we have. That and all we'll see later. Now we will get into the parameters. The parameters is the most important one. It is dynamic. It makes your values displays dynamic. So where you can create a parameter. So if you go here, in this you see there is a parameter. So click on this. So the parameter window will open, create parameter. You can name this parameter. And it is of data type same as such as 6. Float, integer, and string, date, date time, and boolean. So number decimal is float and number whole is integer. Here you see this. Float, integer, string, boolean, date, and date. Any of this data type it may be. And you have the value. So then you have this allowable values. The allowable values can be all, list, or range. All means you are taking all the values, whatever you are giving. List means you can provide a list, right? Provide a list. Suppose I wanted to take for multiple dimensions. So what are all the dimensions? You can mention. I wanted to go with customer name, product name, city, state. So these dimensions I want to add. Or no, I want to add the measures. So go for sales, profit, right? And you wanted to go for your quantity, units sold. So these are all the measures I wanted to show. So you can list it. No, I don't want to hard code. I want to take it from my any of the values. No problem. You can go from add from field and take any one of the field. So you can display this. Okay. So now the range, you can define your minimum and the maximum. And what is the step size? So suppose I give it as a minimum 1 and maximum 100 and the step size is 5. So what will happen? 1, 6, 11, 16, 21, 26. So it goes in the step size. So 1 to 100, I'll give step size 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, anything you can do. Okay. So this is the nuances in the parameter. Fine. So when I save this parameter, there will be below this measure shells, there is one more parameter shells will be created and this parameter is shown there. For example, I give it as top n. This parameter name, I give it as top n. Top n. So what is this? So you know we created a set. So in the set what we define? Top 10 customer by sales. Top 10 customer by profit. Right? So there we have seen constant and computed set. This top n, bottom n, or where sales is greater than, these are all called as computed sets. But top n, based on your transaction, your customers will change. Give me a minute. Based on your customer, today customer A was there, tomorrow customer B will be there. So it may change based on your transaction values. But top 10 is top 10 only, right? So I want to see only top 20. I cannot do. I want to see only top 5. I cannot see because I need to be dependent on IT. So who developed the dashboard? I make a request, please make this as top 5 or top 25. So now I need to give the control to the users so that user can decide. I want to see top 3, top 5, top 10, top 25. Let them take the control. So that can be achieved using parameter. So I give top n, any n you use, either 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever. What is that? Those are all integers. I cannot say top 5.5. It's not a float. So it is an integer. So select the data type as integer. And whether it is a list, so if you wanted to predefine, so you can take only till top 3. So below that top 1, top 2 not required. So then you can give a range. So I give a minimum as 3 and maximum. So suppose I want to go for a customer. The customer maximum I can give 100. So more, after that I am not interested. So fine. So here I go 100. The step size I want to see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That control I don't have. Minimum 3 and maximum you keep it 5. So step size let it be 1. Clear? So now click OK. So now you see this. There is a parameter shells created and top n is placed here. Fine. So now this is the way how you create your parameter. Now This control I want to give to the users. Normally the filter, how you are giving the control to the user? Right click, show filter. So it is placed here. And there you decide whether it is a quick filter, single value, multiple value, whether it should be displayed in the drop down or radio button, you are deciding. Or you want to make it as a cascading, all those things you decide. Here, similarly, so right click on this, there is a show parameter control. So there it was show filter, here it is a show parameter control, click on this. So it will show here. So whether you wanted to go with the slider or suppose I wanted to do 50. So let me do this, or I am facing some difficulties here. So no worries, go here and give this as a type in. So if I want to see 45, you can see. If I want to see 10, you can enter. So it will be shown. So now, so the parameter is ready. So the parameter is displayed. So now let me take this customer and the sales. So I want to show the top 10. Suppose if it is 10 here, so it should show top 10. So enter. Nothing is happening. 5, nothing is happening. Why? Because parameter will not work solely. Individually the parameter will not work. So you have to integrate in 4 means, 4 or 5 means. So where and how? So either you can paste it in the filter top, or you can create a calculated field and place it, or you can place it in the sort, or you can place it in the reference line. So now this I am going to place it in the filter. So what is that? This is customer. So take this customer here. So when I place this filter, there is a top. So by field, so here this top 10 is there, right? Now I am not going with a constant value. So click on this. There is already a top n is there. So select this. So I am applying. So now you see here I shown 5. So now I show 10. Enter 10. So it showed 10. Now I wanted 15. It entered 15. So now I wanted 3. It displays 3. So now I wanted 2. No, it will display 3 only because my minimum is 3. So now I want to see 50. So you can see top 50. Right? Top 50. So now I want to see 100. So top 100. So all this 100 top customers will be displayed. So now I want to see 105. So it will not display because 100 is the maximum. So this is how you can make your set dynamic using your parameters. Got it? So the first option I created. So I created a parameter of type integer and selected the allowable values, the range. The range I have given minimum is 3, maximum is 100. So more than that, if your requirement, based on your requirement, they say only 50 to go, no problem, 3 to 50. Right? So and you can give whether it is a type in or it is a slider. Some may say that if it is a multiple values are there, it is a number. So you are entering. Suppose there is a value like subcategory is there. So then you can drag using the slider. You can drag using the slider. You can drag it. So this is the first one. So the next one. So I want to show a sales forecast. Sales forecast means my sale is $100. So what will happen, my sale, if it increases by 10%? So what if analysis we used to say, or sales forecast I can say. What will happen if I increase by 10%? So it will become 110. What will happen if I decrease by 5%? So it will become 95. So what is the variance? So 100 minus of 95, it is 95 minus of 100, it is minus 5. So if it is 110, then it is 110 minus of 100, it is 10. So this kind of analysis I wanted to do. So that control, so what will happen if I increase by 10, 15, 20, 50, minus 5, minus 10, minus 25, that control is in the hands of end users. So that control, I create a parameter and give it to user. So that control, that parameter, I integrate within my measure. Okay. So now we'll create the second parameter. So go here, create parameter. I say this is sales forecast and this is float. I can give 0.5% also. I can give 1.5%. This we can give it as float. So is there any range there? Yes. So let me give it as -1 and +1 and give this as a step size. Every 5% let it go. So 0.05. Or so if -1 is considered as -100 and 1 is considered as 100, then 0.05 is considered as 55%. No, I wanted -100 to +100. So no problem. You can use this and make this as step size 5. So I can increase every 5%. I cannot go for 6%, 7%, 8%. I don't want to go. So let me increase either 5, 10, 15, 8, 20 and 25 or 30, 35, 40 or -5, -10, -15, -20, -10. Like this I go. So like this I go. Fine. So I created this. Like okay. So sales forecast is here. So now I go this right click, show parameter control. So this is 0. If I increase 5. If I increase 10, 15. So if I go 0, -5, -10, -15, -20. So it goes 5. So now let me have this. So suppose this customer and I have this sales, right? So the sale is there. So now if I increase by 5%, what this sales will become? 886, what it will become? So that is our scenario. So let me not have the customer because it is an empty list. Let me have the subcategory here. So 17 we have. Fine. So how to do that? So as I told you, the parameter will not work solely. Individually it will not work. The first we have seen in the filter, so we added that in the top end. So now I create a calculated field. So the second option. Here I use, this is a integer and this is a float, right? Now here I use the second option. So go to this calculated field and I give this as sales space forecast. Why I give sales space forecast? Because this is sales forecast. That's why, in order to distinguish. Okay. So, so here what I do, the sales forecast means what? So if it is 100, if I increase by 5%, 100 plus 5, right? 100 plus 5 divided by 100. So that is what it is. So what I do, sum of sales, sum of your sales into 1 plus your sales forecast divided by 100. I give it this. So what does it mean? So if I have 100, so 100, so if it is increased by 5%, so what I will do, 100 into 5 divided by 100, right? So what it will be, 100 plus 5 is equal to 105. So this is what, if we are increasing by 5%, it is 105. So this is 100 and this is 100. So what I did, 1 out, sorry, this 100 out and 1 plus, right? So 5 divided by 100. So this is what I have done. This is what I have done. Some sales I take it out into 1 plus sales forecast divided by 100. Correct? So this is the formula. You should not confuse here. So if my sale value is 100, I want to increase by 5%. So 100 plus 100 into 5 divided by 100. Because this is my percentage. 5%.
Well, can we do like 100 times 1.05?
Yeah, 1.05.
I
Yes.
mean,
So this will be
like
1.05.
instead of
This will be 1.05. 1 plus
1.05.
5 divided by 100 will be 0.05. 1 plus 0.05 will be 1.05.
Okay, that's what we do. Okay.
Right. So that is what you got the point. So apply. So sales forecast, your calculated field is ready. So now I bring this here. So you see here, if it is 0%, there is no change. Your sum of sales and your sales forecast is one and the same. 167, 167, 107, 107, So you forgot AGG, don't ask now, I will explain. So watch here. So 167, 167, 107, 107, 27, 27, 203, 20. If it is 0%, means there is no difference. If I increase by 5%, you see here, this will increase. So 167 plus 5% of 167, it is 8000 change. So 167 plus 8000 change will be 175. If I increase by another 5%, so 10. 167,380 plus 16,738. So what it will be? So it is 184. So now I minus. So it is minus of 5%. So 167,380 minus of 8,350. It will get you 159,011. So this is what your sales forecast. So now either you can use it this way. So before this, I will come to this. Why this AGG? So you'll be surprised. So normally when you see AGG in your dashboard, either in your maintenance dashboard, you understand that is a calculated field. That is a calculated field. In that calculated field, there is a sum of some measure. It is used inside. So you can see this sales forecast. Immediately you see here. It is a go here and edit. If you if you see a edit option, then that is a calculated field. Because you see here sales and all, you will not see the edit option because it is a direct field. So when you see there is a edit field, edit option, then it is a calculated field. Click on this and you see there is a sum there. So basically AGG you will do the aggregation only, sum only, but it is for a calculated field it will show AGG, and in that calculated field inside you have a sum. So that's why the AGG. So don't confuse yourself. This is one thing.
So, and a thing what you just said, we have to integrate it with either filter or with the calculator field. So in this case, we did integrate with the calculator field.
We have a calculator field, no? This is your calculator.
I mean, yeah. So we integrate the parameters with the calculator field in this example, right?
No, we used, right? This is a
And the previous, yeah. I mean, and you said it won't work unless you either integrate with the either calculator field or with a filter, right?
yes.
So in this example we used the calculator field to integrate that parameter.
Yes.
And the last example we used the filter to integrate the parameter.
Exactly.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. So now the same representation I can do it in the text table also. So I will give like this. So this sale is this and sales forecast is this. What is the variance? So the variance I can create another calculated field and say as a variance here what I will do, the sales forecast minus the sales. So it will show error. So why it will show error? Any idea? So it says error. So it says I cannot mix aggregate and non-aggregate because sales forecast is a aggregate, because this is a calculated field, inside we have a sum, but the sale is a plain blank field. So you can add sum of sales. So then you can see this calculation is valid. So then variance is there. This variance I put it here. So then it will show if it is a minus 5%, it is your minus. So if it is 0, then it is 0. Variance is 0. If I increase by 5%, your variance is 8,369 for your accessories. And if I increase by 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, so it goes. Okay. So this is one of the cross table format we will do. So there is one more, we have a trend line format we can do. So how is it? So I go here and take this. Suppose for example, I take this order date, and this I will go with this month. So this month I put it here. So like this. So in this, let me have this sales here. So it shows. So 48 months my sale is there, right? So 48 months my sale is there. This is the value. So now the sales forecast also I put it here. So it shares its axis. So now you can see here it is increased by, here also you can show parameter. So it is increased by 30%. So now 25, 20, 10, 50, 0. So then you see both the values are one and the same. Now let me merge this. I go for a dual axis. So it merged. You see your axis 100k and 100k because it is 0. So but still you have to do a synchronized axis as I told you. Fine. Now I increase by 5%. Now you see here it is changing. Now I increase by 10%. It's changing. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50. So if I increase by 50 percentage, my sale blue color is 13946 and my sales forecast orange color it is 20919. So this is how we can display your sales forecast. You see, if I increase by 10 percentage, it will be going like this. If you watch cricket, so then if the second innings plays, so they say the current run rate is 5.4 point. If in this same way they go, they will reach this score. If they go 5 runs per over, they will reach this score. If they go 6 runs per over, they will reach this score. So they give right. So these are all based on this forecast methodologies. And based on this, the curve also they will change. Right? So the first innings played and the second innings is there. So it will be going like this. This is a second example of your parameter. So clear here? Any doubts? So the third
I think
parameter.
we're okay.
So now I have this customer and I place the sales and I place the sales. So I sort. So you can see this, there is a sort by this sales wise. Then I take this profit. So when I sort based on this profit, so this is there, but what is the customer? The customer is different. Kamarachan 990. When I sort this by sale, the customer is different. When I sort it based on the profit, the customer is different and the value is also different. So I have a requirement. I should not show this profit here. I should not post the profit here. But I should sort based on my sales, then the sales value who are all the customer that should show. I sort by profit. So then this way I have to display. So can you make that? How it is possible? So got it? So unless otherwise if I have this profit here, you can go and sort this profit. So it is showing. So this is based on the profit. This is the profit. Who is the customers? This is based on the sale. Who is the customers? Now I am not having profit here. Now I have to sort based on the profit and the sales. How to do that? So for this again we are creating a parameter. So I go create a parameter. So I name this as sort. And this is the next type string. And I go for the list. So in this, what I wanted to sort based on the sales. Sales you enter the same. And the next one, what I wanted the profit. I enter profit. Sales and profit. So I name this as sort. What is the type? String. Click OK. So the sort has come. So go here, parameter control. So now this is sales means this has to sort sales wise this way, and profit if I select it has to sort profit. So as you know, parameter will not work individually. So go here, the third option, sort, and this is descending, and the field sum of sales, but instead of sum of sales, I need to use sort by. For this, I need to first create a calculated field. So because I need to use something, so what I use? Because this is 2 should be in one value, where I have to create? I can create a calculated field first. So go here, sort by. So in this sort, I create a statement case sort. Okay, and end. So it is done, fine. So what is this? When, so I give sales. This sales is the value of this sort, one of the sort. When profit, this is the second value of this sort. Fine. When, then. So then what? Your sales. If it is sales, then sales. If it is a profit, then you can use this profit. So this is a calculated fee. Sort by. So I use this. Apply, and the sort by is here. So now in this sort, this sort by is here. So you can see here, this sort by, where is it? Yeah, it is here. So now I go to this customer name, sort, and in this sales, I take this sort by. I take this sort by and apply. So now you see when I take this profit, the display changes. So now it is a sales, the display changes. So now the customers I am displaying based on sorting by sale. The customer I am displaying based on sorting by profit. So yes, you are asking some doubt?
I was asking the sort is a function in the Tableau, right?
Yes, sort. So you want this again to revisit? So here you see this. So when I see case sort, so this is your parameter. This parameter contains two values. One is sales, the another one is profit. So case when sales, then you have to sort with this sales value. When profit, you have to sort by this profit value. End. That's all. So this is a measure now because the output is measure. So now I go to this clear sort. Sorry. So clear sort. So now I add a sort. Go here and field ascend descending. It should be descending. Field in this you can select this sort by. It is there available. Sort by and apply. So you can see now based on this profit wise, and if you wanted you can change with the quantity. Now I wanted quantity also to be added. No worries. Go here, edit and add quantity, or same name you are using. Can I not use another name? You can use. I take unit sold. Unit sold. Fine. So now this parameter is having another value called unit sold. So go here and edit this when 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 units sold. So then it is quantity. Fine. Apply. So now when you see here, there is a unit sold. Now let me see. So if it is a unit sold, Jonathan Doherty is the first customer. He sold a lot of quantities. So when I go with the sales, Sean Miller is a. So now I want to integrate. So this and this top and this. I can do that. Right? So now this is sort by. So now we have seen three different parameters. I want to add two parameters, three parameters in one sheet. You can do that. So that we'll see in the next class. So now this three parameters is over. Now another one scenario. So hope these three are three different scenarios. So now the fourth one. The fourth one, what I do, so I have a display, like I have a region and I have a segment and I have a customer name and this is showing the sales value. Fine. So now I need to give a control to the user. In this region, we have how many regions? We have four regions: central, east, west, south. Four. And when it comes to segment, we have consumer, corporate, and home office. Now I will give a control to the user. He can type in, I want to see only south. So south means for the south, consumer, corporate, and home office will be displayed customer wise. If I enter west, so for the west, consumer, corporate and home office will be displayed with the customers. So now, so in the same box, I enter consumer. So for consumer, central, east, west and south, all the regions will display. So either you select one region there, enter, and for that region, all the segments customers will display. Or you select one segment. Select means you enter a segment. So for that segment, all the four regions will display. Suppose you enter mistake, nothing will be displayed. So this is the requirement, right? How you will do that? So that again I can do it in the using parameters. So what I will do, so let me go here, create a parameter. So I give this name as show. Show, what is that? It is a string because I am going to enter no? Central, east, west, south or consumer, corporate. So that's all. So here I use all. So far I have used list, range. I never use all. So let me use this all. Just that's all. Show. So now just you show parameter control. Here I go enter east. If I enter east, so for east all the segments corporate, consumer and home office should display. Now I go enter consumer. So for consumer segment I should see all the 4 regions, right? Central, south, east, west. So this is the scenario. So now how this parameter to make it work? So you need to integrate. Now for this I create a calculated field. This calculated field I name it as show in view, right? If my region only, right, equal to what? Your entering values. Show, right? You enter value, right? If the region, what all the values are there? Central, east, south and west. So whatever you enter on this parameter, if it is there part of this region, and so when you enter region, you should not enter consumer, means segment. So and segment not equal to show. So then show, you can give this just a string show. Else if segment, if you enter segment equal to your show and that time you should not enter region. So region not equal to show. So then also it should be show. So else hide. So this is the scenario. And so I create a calculated field. So understand, if my region values is there in this,
Okay.
and that time I should not enter segment, only region values I should take. So then show. If I enter segment value, that segment's field value is there in the show, that time I should not enter region. Region not equal to show, then show, else hide. So this is the scenario. So now what I do, this is there in the show in view. So this I paste it in the filters. So the filter will show this show and hide. So I take this show and display OK. So now you see here, when I enter consumer, you see here consumers east, west, central is shown. Where is this corporate and home office? Not there, right? So now I go enter corporate. So only it shows corporate, central, you see west, south, east and central it shows. Now I enter west. So the west it is showing. West, what is consumer? What is your corporate and what is your home office? Suppose if this is too much, you can show here. West, what is consumer? What is your corporate and home office? Suppose I enter south. So for the south, consumer, corporate and home office. Okay. So now I go north. There is no north region is there in this data set. But still let us see. Nothing will display. Right? So if nothing is there in this, that's why that calculated field you should carefully watch. Whatever you enter in your parameter which is there for that particular field value, then show. Else hide. The north is not part of the region. So it is hiding. Right? So now north, now I go south. It will show. So now I go consumer. So now it shows consumer central, west, east and south. So now for example consumers, it is not there. So it will not display. So this is how, this is again a requirement. So you can work on. So this is the fourth parameter, right? And one more, we can use it in the reference line. That I will teach you when the reference lines comes. Okay, the reference line comes. So now the fifth one. So more than one parameters if I use, how it will look like. So your sheet in a particular chart, it will be very good, dynamic if you use such information in your chart. For example, so I wanted to show all this measures. For example, I go here, create a parameter and measures shown. So I create like this. So and give this string all. No, list. So first I will give the sales and I give this profit and I give this unit sold and I give this discount. So these four measures I enter. Fine, click OK. So measure shown is there. So when I go here, click on this parameter control, sales, profit, unit sold is there. So now I go here, customer name. So when I select this customer name and I select this sale, it should show customer name sales only. When I select profit for the same customers, profit should be shown. If I select unit sold for the same customer, quantity should be shown. How? How to display? So this again you need to create a calculated field. So go here and create a calculated field, measure to be shown. For example, I give like this, or measures to show, or measures display. I leave this because already I give a measure shown. Measures display I give this. Case. So measure shown, right? When, what is the value of this measure shown? There are four values. So one is sales, fine. When, the another one is profit, fine. When, the third one is unit sold, and when the fourth one is discount. End. So when sales what? So then, so this sales value. So you can take this sales. So when profit, fine. So then your profit. So when unit sold, then your quantity, right? When discount, then your discount, your discount, right? Calculation is valid. So apply, click OK. So now this, where is it? So it went measures display. Yes, this. So now this is telling about the, suppose for example I saw this recently. It shows the quantity, unit sold. Now I go here sales. It shows my sales value. So now I show profit. It shows the profit value. So now I show unit sold. This shows the unit sold. When I take this discount, it shows a discount. Got it? So this I will give you an assignment. You can change it with the dimension. For example, my sale is fixed. You can show customers for that sale, products for that sale, state wise for that sale, city wise for that sale. Now I add another parameter here. How? So the top parameters. So already I have this. So go here, place this. So what I wanted to place. So the top n for this customer, correct? So take this customer and place this and go here and by field I give this as top n and I show this measures display. Fine. So now you see here this top n I give this control to the user. User says, suppose if it is a typing and I say only 10, so you will see 10, right? So the 10 top 10 customers by sale, and no I wanted 15, so no worries, you can enter 15. So top 15 customer by sale is this, top 15 customer by profit is this, top 15 customer by unit sold. So this is how you can integrate multiple parameters in one chart. Multiple parameters in one chart. Okay, so this you can try it with, instead of this measure, you have this as a dimension and keep the sale as 1. And when I take this customer, so give this top 10 customer by sale. When I take the product, top 10 products by sale. When I take a city, top 10 cities by sale. When I take states, top 10 states by sale. So you can take this as an assignment and do that. And we'll stop here. In the next class, I'll continue